I think this comedy discussion should be put to the vote. I say in Dunny on the Wold, the Rotten Borough, currently home to one E Blackadder. I get that reference. The Swedes kidnap Mordred and make him watch British Office blink 7 times of false. I haven't yet. IT Crowd is another classic. I really like IT Crowd. Dad's Army. What else? I had a soft spot for Last of the Summer Wine. That was another good series. Lesser known. We can get an operative. So we can get Anne Plummer, who's tough. Infiltrator, escape artist. Nancy Wake seems like she would be a really good choice. Especially because I really like infiltration operations. So I would say let's go ahead and infiltrate Germany. So that we can go and work out where their submarines and things are. Several German divisions recently advanced into the Rhineland, marking the first time since the end of the Great War that Germany has forces positioned west of the Rhine. This is a clear violation of the Versailles Treaty, under which Germany is forbidden from militarising the region. The French seem content to limit their response to this breach of diplomatic objections, and the public opinion in Britain is firmly against a war. Like protests. We will also issue an objection. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border in a clear violation. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. Oh, Jeeves and Wooster, that's another classic. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yeah, I like that too. Think of it? Never seen it. Porridge. That's a blast from the past. Yeah, Jeeves and Wooster was really good. X-Files. The X-Files a comedy? I'd question that. A bit of Fry and Laurie is also very funny. Speaking of Jeeves and Wooster. Keeping Up Appearance. Red Dwarf, yes! Haven't seen Grimm. Blackadder. Blackadder, I'd say, is like the absolute pinnacle of British comedy. With actually probably Red Dwarf as second. Except for Blackadder the first. We don't speak of that one. Second, third and fourth. And back and forth. Those are all very good. Although, funnily enough, Brian Blessed is in the first Blackadder. Have I tried Allo Allo? Yeah, it has a bit of the cringe bits to it, but it also does some things really well. Like the play on accents is interesting. Red Dwarf second with 40 Towers, solidly number one. No, I would rate Red Dwarf above 40 Towers. I'd say Blackadder, Red Dwarf. I don't know what I'd say is third. Thin Blue Line. Never got so into that one. Japan abandoned the naval treaty. Hirohito today announced that Japan would no longer consider herself bound by the naval treaty she had signed. The world situation, he said, had made the choice inevitable. Japan was apparently received reliable reports that several neighbouring countries have begun aggressive naval expansion programs that threaten legitimate Japanese interests in the area. The Japanese Admiralty has refused to comment on the rumours that several ships currently under construction were already planned without the treaty restrictions in mind. Naughty, naughty! Have we the same pet? I saw that back in the day. I don't remember a huge amount about it though. But I do remember it. I remember having seen it. I remember that it exists. Put it that way. Steady she goes. Done. Okay, maintaining the balance of power. Gets us early mobilization, which I don't think I actually want yet. So lowering the interest rates is the safest. Government loans is the quickest, but does cost consumer goods. And British austerity is the biggest hit, but it does take stability. That's a 10% increase in the construction speed for civilian factories. I mean, we only need one to get to this. And apparently this goes down if you're on civilian economy, though I haven't seen any evidence of that yet. 3 months in. And there are various other things which will increase it too. Ah, we can get the electronics concern, which will increase the civilian factory construction speed, which I do desperately want. Oh, but that's industrial research. What exactly is electronics research now? Electronics is this.
Huzzah!
And the industry is all of these. But only those, not construction. Ah, here we go. Economy rebuilding. Slightly decrease economic fatigue by 1%. Balanced import-export. Balanced employable population. Doesn't say what those do. But this is the reduction. So this is every month, I guess? No, more than that. Regardless, I think I'm going to go all in. I'm going to go with the austerity. Yeah, you can take all three, but as I was told, economic fatigue goes down on its own. So I'm going to do the austerity now, early. Because this will give us the biggest boost to our economy, especially the civilian factory construction, which is what we are doing. And we needed to make a decision. Industrial concern or electronics? I'm going to go with electrics. This one's better, probably long term. This will get us ahead of time in research, though. Because we'll be able to get the computing tax early. Lancelol 0 coming in with a 5-month resub. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Lancelol. The Montreux Convention. President Mustafa Kemal Ataturk has informed us that Turkey is preparing to remilitarize the Turkish Straits. The Turkish government would like us to back their claims over their territorial waters, to alter the Treaty of Lausanne to give them legitimacy to keep those claims. Backing the Turkish claims over the Turkish Straits will surely ingratiate them to us, but it could open up the possibility of Turkey being able to contest Italy in the Mediterranean. However, getting mired in this crisis may also place us opposite sides of the Soviet Union, which could mean war in the worst case scenario. Now we're going to back the Turks. Turkey compromises on the remilitarization of the Straits. After much negotiation, the Turkish government has decided to take control over the Straits while still permitting free access to all nations bordering the Black Sea. The ironclad proposal provided by Turkey leaves little room for protest and has already been hastily approved by Bulgaria and the Kingdom of Romania, which ultimately ties our hands in the matter. Well, that's done. Easy peasy. Turkey remilitarizes the Straits, which we already saw, so I'm not going to read it. Okay, economy rebuilding. 69 days, so it's every 3 months. Probably. Well, no, 2 and a bit. That is a pretty gradual reduction, though. No, the Italians and the Germans will never treat on the naval treaty. Why would they? Let's tweak these a little bit around. We could order the Surrey class ships. Oh, and yeah, we should also be demanding the reduced trade with the Netherlands. Lest Germany overtake us in that, although currently nobody has actually paid any, so I'll just do that once. Okay, shipyards are available. Cool, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build convoys for a little, just while I wait for more of these to get completed. Yeah! Oh, it's because you have that on. Battleships or carriers? Battleships. I'm not a massive fan of carriers. Much prefer my big guns. Big guns! So civilian factory construction is going nicely. Ship construction is going nicely. Bittern. What are bitterns? Towns are cruisers. Bitterns are frigates, so I'm going to want those frigates done before I do my mass overhaul. In fact, I'm going to need active sonar and... no, just active sonar done before the overhaul. Okay, so British austerity is done, so let's approve the new construction projects. Which will also give us a research bonus for industry. We have done all that we can to encourage our construction companies to embark on larger endeavours. All that is left is to improve their projects and reap the fruits of our efforts. Hey Mordred, how's chat? How's Sweden? Sweden is good. Sweden is very good. Yes, I like it. Okay, so some of the ships are getting pretty experienced, so we may not even run out of oil before this is done. Let's just go ahead and focus on some more convoys until the technologies that I need to have completed are complete. Convoys are coming useful regardless. I'm quite happy to front load this. We have so much coal. So artillery is looking good, heavy artillery is looking very good, light infantry equipment is looking good. Yeah, it's just the heavy equipment and trucks which is where the discrepancies lie. So I'm wondering if I should tweak this a little bit more. Try this. Need a little bit of tweaking in terms of the speed. Mediterranean control. Control may be maintained in the event of war. We cannot lose our holdings here, otherwise our population will begin to feel threatened. Greater control of the Mediterranean will allow us to assert greater dominance over other great powers. So we currently have 55 and Italy has 45. Okay. That is something I remember getting absolutely hammered when I played as Italy. So I'm going to need to make sure, for example, that Malta has a garrison before the outbreak of hostilities. Alright, what is an Arethusa? Arethusa is a light cruiser, the precursor to the town. Well, we still have 10 more days on this, so we may as well just invest 10 days on convoys. Yes, this is World Ablaze. Group. Okay, all the capital ships, in fact basically everyone I think is about to hit the next level, which will massively reduce my fuel usage. I'm actually a little bit surprised that my fuel has lasted as well as it has, all things considered. Wow, Arethusa is still in construction. I am just building the one, yeah. Huh. Other thing I may as well do is bump up the number of shipyards I have on repair duty to basically become as necessary. We still don't have the new king yet, do we? No, we're still on Edward. 5cm mortar is done, improved aeroplane catapult is done, active sonar is done, construction is done. So that was a whole bunch of technologies there. We are still in 36. Get the winch. We can get the K-guns. Oh, I should have started that already. That was a mistake. May as well get the torpedo buff too. And then I think I might go ahead of time on something like maybe fighters, just so I can start building them. Yeah, let's go and research gladiators. I could get a very cheap chief of the navy. Yes, I could. Oh, of course, I'm gaining experience from the naval exercises. But I do really need to get some theorists. Need to get the 100 political power. See you, Linus. World Ablaze is what it feels like in my house right now. I wish I had air conditioning. I have the window open, but my laptop is kind of pumping out hot air right now. Whoa, yeah. Oh, jeez, that's hot. It's really pumping out the hot air right now. Oh, so close to getting... Wait. Yeah, close. Second London Naval Treaty has been signed. Delegations from Britain, France, Italy, Japan and the US met in December of 1935 to discuss a renewal of the First London Naval Treaty, which restricted the number and the size of the cruisers and submarines. Negotiations turned quite heated over Italy's war in Ethiopia and Japan's desire to be seen as equal to Britain and the US. With negotiations now at an end, the signatory nations have agreed to limits on the size of battleships and aircraft carriers in the hopes of preventing another ruinous war. Another ruinous arms race. So no more super battleships. I think I'm gonna have to just... Huzzah! I'm really annoyed I didn't upgrade you. Didn't realise you were on the same time scale. That was a mistake. So if I take a look at the ship classes right now, I'm going to get rid of everything that's really old. There's an Argus and a Hermes. These are like carriers, right? Hermes is in fact the newest, right until the Unicorn. Huzzah! Oh, these are too expensive. It's not that they're out of date. Ah, I see. So I'm not allowed to build more towns after the ones I already have. I get it. Ah, shit. That was a modern submarine, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so this is the list of actually usable ships right now. That one. Frigate, destroyer. So destroyers are actually almost as expensive as light cruisers. Destroyers, oh sorry, frigates are the really cheap ones. And York. Heavy cruisers are cheaper than... Really? Ah, that's why. Your class is a 1930 vessel, whereas the town is a 36. So the town light cruisers really are the best ships that we have right now. Plus the eyes and the Bittons. So I think Bitton is probably the one I want to focus on. Did I make a boo-boo? I must have. I did. So, Britons. Tier 5 guns. Quad AA. Depth charge rail. Sonar needs to be upgraded, and then they got tier 4 engines. And that's not a hugely expensive that's a really cheap upgrade, in fact. Oh, but civilian economy slows us down. Interesting. So we probably don't want to actually start doing this until a bit later. In which case, I think I'm just going to pump out a whole bunch of bits. No, let's take a look here, because I realised I had the bit deselected previously. Let's see which are better between frigates and destroyers, because I'll probably only focus on one of them. So, destroyers use more manpower, they have the same surface detection, frigates are harder to see. Piercing of the frigate is actually better. Yeah, frigates are a better anti-ship. But destroyers have torpedoes. And destroyers are also better depth charge. Sub-detection is the same, however. Range. Frigates have higher range? I mean, right now we are talking simply about... Early British frigates aren't very good. You want to compare the Hunt class. Okay, we'll take a look in a minute. Because right now I am talking anti-submarine. Right, that's what I want to invest in. Anti-ship can come later when I need to deal with Italy. Okay, so if we compare the 1939 classes, the British frigate, surface detection is the same, surface visibility is lower, so they'll be harder to see, sub-detection is the same, light pierce is the same, light attack. At that point the destroyer is better, plus they have torpedoes. Depth charge on the frigate is better. Frigate is quite a bit slower than the destroyer, but it does have a bigger range. And it's like 1,000 production cheaper. Hope these aren't spoilers, but I think Germany is considering a massive naval build-up. Well, so am I, so there.